Okay. So, welcome to the Monday night live stream. This is the Rollwise podcast and our Monday night actual plays. This week, we'll be focusing on starting our first Delta Green adventure, and this is going to be Last Things Last, run by Brent. If I remember, as Brent mentioned, this is going to be, or this can be found in the Delta Green Quick Start rules if you are interested in running this for your own group of Delta Green agents. Is that what they call them?
Yeah, agents is what they use.
So, a quick round of introductions. Again, I'm one of your hosts. I'm not the keeper today, but my name is Mike. The keeper tonight will be Brent.
It's called Handler in Delta Green, but
Handler, shit.
Hi, everybody.
And my partner in crime-ish will be Jeff. Say hi, Jeff.
Hey, everyone.
All right. So, with that being said, I'm going to turn the reins over to Brent, who's going to lead us through the introduction, get us all set up, and we're going to start playing.
All right. Hi, everybody. And just as a reminder, this is kind of a trigger warning. It is a horror game. It's Delta Green based off the Cthulhu mythos. So there are a lot of things that could potentially be triggering. Body horror, violence, death, stuff like that. So if any of that is problematic, you might want to go listen to one of our other podcast episodes. Please and thank you. So that's our short little disclaimer. That's the word.
It is a disclaimer, and of course, if you are you want us to do more of these types of streams that are all about body horror, death, destruction, dismemberment, and everything else that gives you nightmares at night, please like, subscribe, leave a comment, let us know how we did. Thought I would throw that in there for the.
That's a good one. That
was smooth.
Good addendum to the disclaimer.
Just slide it in there.
Just slide it in there roughly. Anyways, yeah. So it will be Delta Green. Last things last. What I'd like you guys to do is just for the listeners, once again, could I have you guys go ahead and introduce your characters if you want to go, Mike?
Sure. So I'm going to be playing the, his profession is federal agent, but as we had discussed in our session 0, he is on administrative leave. His name is Nathaniel Cedar. He goes by Nate. He is a 55-year-old federal agent who's been in the, basically been in the agency since he was first able to get in there. He's got a BA in criminology from North Carolina State, and he's taken pretty good care of himself over the years. You can tell that he's a fairly refined individual, and I kind of imagined him as a cross between Anderson Cooper and Clint Eastwood. So if you guys are wondering what this guy looks like, because I do have the charisma that is prepossessing, which means that I do look a little bit better than say what you see on your screen. So you have to use the power of your imagination to imagine this more handsome individual.
The man known as Cleesewood.
Cleesewood, yes. He tends to be the suit wearing cop faced type of federal agent, and so he makes a terrible undercover person because resting cop face is a thing. He's got a family. He's got since he's been kind of put on administrative leave with the probable intent of forced retirement. He does have an ex-partner, and he still keeps in contact with his criminology professor from North Carolina State. That's pretty much all I can tell you.
Delta Green, a game that is ever interesting because it encourages the players to actually not have dead family.
Did you need anything else? I could talk about his love of woodworking.
I think that's perfect.
Hiking in the woods.
Keep going, Mike.
Jeff's just trying to avoid his turn. It's your turn, Jeff.
We could talk about mental disorders and motivations if you want. I could get into those real deep, dark secrets.
That'll come up later, I'm sure.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm playing Stephen Lair. He is a mid-level criminal. Midwest organized crime syndicate of some kind. He does have some education besides the School of Hard Knocks. Most likely, some community college, putting him slightly above his peers. I don't have as much stuff with Mike. Steven's just kind of always. He looks like he might not be a criminal, but he always gives off this vibe around regular people that he's not quite right. You know what I mean?
Just not totally. Up
Yeah,
on
he doesn't.
what-
It doesn't look like I run around breaking kneecaps because that's my partner that does that.
He looks like the guy that knows people.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. He does. He looks like a guy that knows people. Right. Whether it's disposing of dead bodies or hauling away a couch.
Hey, you know what? We've all got our place. Everybody has a place. Everybody's got a thing.
Everybody has a skill.
Yeah.
Mine is getting rid of things. All right. So before we do my little GM scene, we have one other thing that we have to cover. I believe. I believe Nathaniel is from North Carolina and
Mhm.
Steven is from Michigan, correct?
Yes.
All right. Give me a reason why you guys are in New York.
Give you a reason why we're in New York. Obviously, I'm in New York for, as in living in New York, or just
No,
temporary
as in
there?
visiting, temporary.
Oh,
You're there for a few days or a week or something like that.
obviously going on Broadway. I got to catch a show or two. Why else would you go to New York?
The phrase "going on Broadway" usually refers to performing, not.
Oh, no. unless you need a very stoic looking individual. He's there to watch the show, not be in the show.
I'm just saying. I chuckled because that's the phrase that people usually use when they're performing, not when they're going to watch a show.
I am so uncultured. I didn't even know that.
He's going on Broadway. That's a change in your character.
Yeah. Wow.
He memorized some show tune. He's trying to make it big. No.
He decided his after FBI career was in the performance arts.
Well, he does have a good voice.
Okay, so is your wife with you? You're on a little vacation.
Wife is with me. The son is back home because he's old enough to stay at his own house, or stay at our house without getting in too much trouble.
Okay,
probably a party keg.
Steven?
So I was sent to New York by my boss after the dust up at the house while we were clearing it out and the shooting and the cops getting involved. Even with the charges dropped, they feel the heat's on me a little bit. And so me and my partner were sent to drive to New York to do a courier job.
Okay.
There was something in the car. We don't know what it is. We park the car in a garage. We pick up a different car and we go back to Michigan after a couple of days. Okay. So while we're there, we will probably check out, every pizza place within a 3-mile radius.
I thought you were going to say you're going on Broadway too.
No. We'll probably enjoy some theater, but it's more the Sapphire Club scores type. Dancing.
I was gonna say the content of this game changed from Deltagreen to the on Broadway show.
Yeah. No, we've heard a lot about Hamilton, and we don't have that out in Michigan. So
2 unlikely performers.
There you go, Brent. Twist that around a little bit. I was looking at it, and there are some Broadway shows I think we could get into. If you needed to.
I think we would be not just off Broadway, but off Broadway.
Now you know how all my games get derailed. All right, so I'm going to do my little DM scene, and then I'll tag you guys.
Okay.
All right. So Clyde Barrow looks into a mirror in his small apartment. The little bathroom mirror reflects back his face, kind of weathered with age. And he looks in his own eyes, kind of remembering the mirrors of history and the thoughts of the past. Clyde Barrow stares, has never been an interesting man. And he kind of wonders about some of the things that he's done in his life, both good and bad. He stares in the mirror when a piercing pain goes through his chest. His hand clips the ceramic toothbrush stand at the side of the sink. And his hands scrabble for the towel rack linked to the wall. Clyde Barrow falls to the floor. And his breath exits his lungs for the last time. Shortly after this, several hours later, Nathaniel, you get a text message, or you get a coded email that shows up on your cell phone. The email is one that you're familiar with from the organization that you have occasionally been called in to do jobs for. The coded email says, after you figure it out, says, come by yourself, post office, gives you an address and a post office box number. It says go to the counter, ask for the post office box number, and await further instructions.
Okay.
At the same time, Stephen, you also get a similar text message. As you're hanging out in some pizza place with your partner, your phone dings, same email comes through. Come by yourself, go to the post office at this address, ask for this post office box number, await further instructions. What do you guys do?
Questions. What time of day is it?
Oh, I'm sorry. It does give you it is in the evening that you get this.
Okay.
It is at night. So it would be the next day, and it does give you a time the next day. It tells you both 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Okay.
2 p.m. Sorry.
Okay. All right. So Jeff, what about you? You go first.
So we don't have to be there until tomorrow.
Correct.
We don't have to get away tonight. Okay.
Correct.
Hey! Look at that. My friend replied. So it looks like you're going to be on your own tomorrow, there, big guy. You just tell me where you're going to be, and I'll try to catch up with you if it's not too late. If not, I'll just meet you the following morning.
Okay.
Just to let him know that I'm going to be busy.
He kind of gives you that knowing smile and grunts affirmation, and he's like, I guess I'll check out some of the pizza places myself.
Yeah, I pull out my money and give him a couple $100 just to go. I told you I was going to treat while we were doing this, so live it up.
And he kind of waves the money at you and says, "Thanks, man. I appreciate it."
Okay. I have to say that I feel like your partner is going to start a YouTube pizza eating channel.
He might.
He just goes around New York and he's just like, this bite is the best New York bite. Okay. Sorry for the aside.
No, it's perfect. Your turn.
He's a big enough dude. He can do it.
5 pies, 5 hours.
Yeah.
That's a lot of pie. So, okay, as for how I approach this, I pretty much don't let my wife know anything. I just kind of like read the message, decode it, have a normal night with her. We have one of those kind of like silent dinners, after I'd been put on an administrative leave. We felt a little bit distant. And then the next morning, she has plans for the day. I pretty much tell her that I'm going to have to just have some alone time. I just want to walk around the streets of New York and kind of do my own thing, which of course, would be suspicious under most normal circumstances. But he's dealing with stuff, and he's kind of used that as a veil to cover up some of these kind of things. And so he kind of leans into it a little bit whenever he has these types of jobs.
She does push back a little and said, we had plans to meet, I don't know, some friends in New York at around 1:30. Are you going to be able to move your plans around, or are we going to be able to meet them? Or
I think about it, and I kind of have some ideas. I'm like, hey, let's move our plans to meet them, and so it's a dinner thing. I know we have that reservation. Maybe we can adjust our reservation for having 2 more, and so we can do a +2 on that. I know it's not going to be as intimate as you thought it would be, but at least we could still see them.
Okay, she says, okay, well, maybe I can make that work. And she starts to plan about how to make dinner, and I'm sure she won't be disappointed.
Nope.
So next morning rolls around. You guys have a regular morning. I'm sure you spend it with your wife. I'm sure you do shady shit. And then what do you do?
I don't know what you're talking about, officer. I'm just enjoying your great city.
Your fantastic alleyways and
the land of opportunity.
It's true. All right.
Okay. Well, I don't really plan on anything. Obviously we go on some sort of morning walking tour where we take a look at Central Park and we do all the very touristy things, because she's never been to New York and she wanted to be there. I suggest if she really wants the effect, she should get a street hot dog and live like the other folks. If she wants.
Okay, so it's close to 2 o'clock. Do you arrive early? Who arrives early? Who arrives late?
I arrive early. Obviously, I've got to, my character suffers from an abundance of caution. So he basically he has to kind of case the joint out, see what kind of situation it presents. Using his law enforcement training, he's looking for cameras, people that might be loiterers, etc., etc.
Yep, nope. It's a U.S. post office, legitimate post office.
Doesn't look like it's been tagged by any gangs or anything like that.
Nope, it's actually in a kind of a nice area. Yeah,
I'm more suspicious now. No.
No, and if you watch it for a little while, it's just average traffic in and out. People collecting their mail from mailboxes, people mailing stuff from the front counter, stuff like that.
Perfect. Then I'll wait till the prescribed time at about 5 minutes beforehand. Go in.
Okay, you go in. You're greeted by the counter person.
Okay. And I guess I follow the instructions on my encrypted email. Do I have a package to pick up then?
Well, you tell her that you're looking for mailbox, then the number. It's like 205.
Mhm.
And she's like, all right. The woman behind the counter says, oh, okay, come with me. And she instructs you to come behind the counter. And she actually takes you to a small meeting room in the back. And she says, go ahead and wait here. I think we're expecting one other person. There's coffee here. It's been here since this morning, but go ahead if you want some. And then she leaves you back there.
My iron gut is used to cold / rewarmed coffee. I take
it's still hot, but it's the hot of like it's been sitting there on the burner all morning.
So it's nice and concentrated.
Hot plate hot.
Yeah,
perfect.
Exactly.
Not fresh brewed hot.
Exactly.
I take a little styrofoam cup's worth and sit there waiting. I don't take a seat though. I kind of stand, kind of examining the room.
Yeah, there's some folding chairs and like it's a makeshift meeting room. It's not like official. It's like a break room kind of.
Okay.
How about you, Steven?
I take an Uber there, arrive about 20 minutes before, and the guy goes to pull over, and I tell him no, just drive around the block, and I hand him a 50.
Okay.
And so he's just circling the block, and every time we drive past the post office, I'm just kind of looking, doing a similar thing with the cop, just for anything that looks out of place, any sort of surveillance that I can spot. So we drive around until about 5 minutes after the meeting time, and that's when I tell him to pull over.
Okay, roll perception real quick.
What's a perception? What is it? Where is
Yeah, what is perception? What am I rolling here?
Where is the thing?
Alertness. Roll alertness.
Alertness. So
you want to roll
50.
Yep. It's 50.
Percentile dice?
Yep.
How do we roll percentile in the
You should have two. Mine anyways has one of the like 00 and then a 10-sided dice. And if you click on one and then the other, it should select both of them for you.
one and then the other? Okay, we'll try this.
Okay, first roll of the game. Woo.
13.
That's good.
Oh, okay. So you made it. So yeah, during one of your revolutions around the park, you do see a man. I mean, there are a lot of people in suits, going in and out of the this post office because it's kind of a nice post office. But you do see someone who sort of reads as cop or federal agent as you're going in. You roll pretty well. So as he's going in, you do notice that particular person, and you notice that he's in. And most people are in and out pretty quick getting their mail. You notice that he goes in, and since you wait 5 minutes, he doesn't come back out.
Okay. I go in, and I'm assuming I have the same instructions that he did. So I go in, greet the lady very cheerfully. Same.
Yeah, she greets you back fairly cheerfully as a United States postal worker can, and says, "Yeah, go ahead and come with me." And she leads you back to the small meeting room with the smell of coffee that's been cooking all day, and there's the tall. He's pretty tall, isn't he?
No, my character. No,
Okay.
I'd say he's maybe 5'7". So.
Okay. So the guy in the suit that you noticed, it seems a little rough around the edges, is waiting in the meeting room, kind of pacing around with his cup of coffee. And she says, go ahead and wait in here. There's some coffee. I mean, it's kind of been here all morning, but you can have some if you want. And I'll be right back. and then she leaves again, leaving the two of you alone in the room together.
Well, I'm obviously staring at what I believe to be a cop. I will go over and get some coffee. I will not be drinking it, but I will be holding it just in case I need a improvised weapon of some kind.
I feel like I see Jeff go over. I turns up the coffee to the hottest setting. And it's just like, don't mind me. No, I think in this case, since you have basically two people on different sides of the spectrum, he's suspicious of me because I literally have cop face, and I'm suspicious of him because he literally looks like someone that
I would say a cop would definitely be going.
It's definitely an eyebrow raise. That's
like if this guy isn't involved in crime, he knows a lot of people who are.
Yeah. So needless to say, I think we both, or at least I'm spending my time kind of sizing you up. No words are exchanged. Kind of playing the cop thing where the guy, you have to say the first.
I do have like a half smile on my face because I did spot you. I'm at least proud of myself. That's all I'm saying.
He doesn't say.
I don't say anything.
You have to tell me if you're a cop.
No.
Okay. I don't know if that applies to FBI.
I'm just kind of leaning against the wall, holding my coffee, staring into it, looking at you.
So she returns. It's about 5 minutes of the awesome chilly reception between the two of you. And she returns after about 5 minutes, and she has two manila folders that she lays on the table. And she said, my instructions were to give these to you guys. I'm not supposed to look in them, but I was told to give them to you guys. You're supposed to read them, and they said you'll know what to do after that.
Okay. I look, are they like labeled with our names or like a code name or anything like that?
They're just manila folders.
Okay. Well,
I'll take whichever one's nearest me, I guess, and I set my coffee on the table.
Roll luck, and I'll tell you which one that you open first.
Nice.
Now, rolling luck is just an open-ended D100, right?
And then you tell me if you want to high or low, and then roll.
Okay, it was both of us roll or just one of us?
Well, I think Jeff reached first, right?
Okay, yeah.
So go ahead and roll, Jeff, and tell me high or low.
Oh shit! Okay. Sorry, I didn't tell you high or low. Let me roll again. Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna say high this time.
And you rolled low. So the manila envelope that you open says summary of a report on Clyde Bowman. It just says summary at the top, basically. It says date of birth 3/28/1945, family, wife Marlene, and then her birth and death date, daughter Sharon, her birth date, son Michael, his birth date, and his occupation, Bureau of Internal Revenue, later the IRS. And then it has the dates of his employment there. Retired as Assistant Deputy Commissioner for Operational Support. And then the affiliation is active with group from 1967 to 1970, taking part in 11 operations. Details unavailable. Numerous consultations with a specialty in taxation and property consultations. No current association with the group.
The group being Delta Green, right?
Yep. Yeah, you would know it as the group, or the program is the other thing that you guys would know it as.
Okay.
So
no one has really used the term Delta Green with you guys. They just usually say the group that you're helping with, or the operation.
So I'm looking this over, and I pointedly look up at Mike's character. Sorry, Mike. What was your character's name again?
Nathaniel. It doesn't have anything about our names in this or anything, right?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
So I look at him and I go, "What the hell is this shit? You're obviously a cop. Cops got me into this program stuff. Why do I have the life story of an IRS agent?"
I look at him, kind of gauging what I should probably tell this individual, and I said, well, I can't tell you any more than this manila envelope, but I think based on what we have here is that we have to work together on a mission for the group. I hate to say this, but I'm kind of new at this, and you are not wrong. I was part of the agency, the FBI. So let's get a little bit of information on each other just to make this assignment as smooth as possible.
There is a second manila envelope, just to remind you guys.
Okay, I'll take that one open and open it up.
Okay, so you tell him, you tell your comrade that we need to kind of assess our abilities, and then you pick up the other envelope. Inside is a handout that says, is a sheet of paper that says directives. Proceed the residence of Agent Clyde Bowman, deceased, and then it has his address. Remove any evidence of our activities. Report any security breaches. Errors are expected within 48 hours. Make sure everything is clean by then. No friendlies. Destroy this message immediately after memorizing or reading.
Okay, so just to recap, they want us to remove any evidence, take out, basically scrub this guy's place of any knowledge association or anything like that of the group, and then of course, this message self-destructs in 5 seconds.
It does not self-destruct in 5 seconds.
We have to
You have to destroy it.
Okay. Let's see. All right, sounds good.
So I'll show you mine. I'll show you mine if you show me yours, and I toss my envelope. I toss my piece of paper across to you because I'm assuming that they're different.
Sure.
And I did post those in the Rollwise Discord for you, the handouts.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll put mine on the table and kind of slide it over to your character, and I'll take out. Does it say no smoking in this room? If it does. Yeah. Okay.
What is this cloak and dagger crap? As I'm reading this, have you worked with these guys before? I got to be honest. I hate to give you any information, but this is my first time.
Well, I'll be honest with you as well, since trust is a first step that we can take here. Is that I've only really done some minor things for this group. They sought me out after my near retirement at the agency, and so I really don't know much about it, other than I suspect that they think we have the skill sets to be able to take care of whatever this person's any lingering information that this person might have related to the group. So let me tell you this first and foremost, and I know you're going to be the suspicious type. I am not some person trying to just scout your abilities or anything like that. I'm sitting in the same pool of water as you.
Oh, and at the end of the document, there is a phone number of a contact that you can call once the job is complete.
555.
Yeah, I would probably enter that into my phone as like
555 clandestine operations.
Yeah, it would probably be grandma or something like that. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Okay. I'm assuming since we're in a government building, they got one of those old style steel trash cans.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So you got everything you need off of this?
Yeah. I mean, I guess I'm not sure how we can destroy it. Is there if there was a way to destroy it?
I got a lighter.
Yeah.
I think we just gotta, do the old. I know it's a cliche, right? But hold the paper up, light the corner, wait till it's mostly burned, drop it in the steel trash can, and then we'll watch it finish burning. I literally in the corner, I dump everything else that's in that can, including the bag, on the ground.
Then roll up to see if you set off the fire alarm in the post. I'm kidding. I'm not going to do that to you.
Well, no. I'll open the window if I have to, but I can't think of any other way to destroy this other than
you guys. Yeah,
that sounds like the appropriate way to go about this. If you weren't going to do what I was, I mean, I've seen enough spy movies.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So, I don't introduce myself fully. I just call myself Nate. I let him know that because my character is obviously a little bit more friendly than it seems like Jeff's character is going to be. I say it'll be a pleasure to work with you on this job, but I do have a time limit, so let's get this done as quick as we can. No need to spend more. No need to spend more time on this. Steven. Okay, Steven. And what were you in for? I mean, I'm sorry.
What were you in for?
I don't know what you're talking about, officer. I'm a businessman.
Sorry, old habits die hard.
I feel like those two lines of dialogue illustrate this relationship perfectly.
So
What were you in for? I'm sorry, I'm a businessman.
okay, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah, so I don't think we should wait. I mean, unless you think there's a reason to wait, I really think we should, go to this place pretty quickly. I mean, is there like a preparation you think we would need to get done? Like bring a bunch of kerosene? Because I mean, burning down the house would be the quickest way to.
It's an apartment.
Burning down the apartment would be I would be opposed to it, but
yeah, if you need to start a small fire in an apartment, there's usually enough household chemicals that are around that could be used. But that seems a little extreme, especially a whole building full of people. Plus, that's prime real estate. I flip houses, so
there's a piece of you that's
it feels like a
can't do it.
waste. It feels like a waste.
That's fair. So,
but there is a part of him that's like, how can I devalue this property?
Well, yeah, a controlled house fire might convince the neighbors that the wiring is faulty in the whole building, and they all just may suddenly break their leases and move out.
Get this place for a mint. Anyways, so yeah.
Okay, well then I don't like. I mean, I don't.
Do you do you have a car?
No, I took a taxi here. The taxi versus Uber conversation. We don't need to get into that, but I took a taxi. It's New York. It's at least a place with a hugely functioning taxi system. So I'm okay using whatever. Okay. Well, so why don't we get to the taxi? I do have like a firearm that's not registered on me. Just that's not my service revolver. I know that in this kind of, at least for my preparation for this, I don't carry my service stuff. Basically, one of the FBI's ghost guns, for example.
You didn't necessarily plan to have a firearm with you going to New York Broadway shows, I assume.
No, not typically. Not my own firearm. I always carry a gun.
But yeah, your paranoia probably.
Yeah. Well, just remember I said I was abundantly cautious. Exactly. I always have a gun.
Sure.
And that's why we drove up to New York instead of flew.
No, I said I have a gun, and I just leave it at that.
Okay. So then I guess
it like this.
There's proper
definitely
angle
sideways
for these
shooting.
things.
We're definitely sideways shooting tonight. Let's go.
At least that's Nathan's thought. I bet he holds the goddamn thing sideways.
Yeah, cup and saucer. What? Okay, so we take a cab. I don't think we should go directly to the address, but get near it, obviously.
Okay.
Just so we can kind of at least see what we're getting into. Like, do we have to break into the apartment? Do we have to, you know what I'm saying? Kind of
right.
Look it over. But
do you have any official looking credentials then still?
I had to surrender my badge.
If we knock on the door, if anybody's there,
I mean, we could go make some up real quick. I bet I could get a photocopier, but I don't think.
I'll bring one of my business cards.
Okay, so you guys catch a taxi cab with a nice gentleman who continues to talk and tell you about New York as you drive a few blocks away to it's a inauspicious apartment building in kind of a declining working class neighborhood. It's a drab, kind of blocky building, and you guys pull up. You're just a few blocks away, but that's where the address is.
Okay. Well, I appreciate the cabbie going over all that stuff with me because I am a fan of America and I appreciate knowing the ins and outs of New York.
Wow. I don't even know what to say.
Say nothing. I give him a tip.
I kind of nudge him out the door as I.
Well, Taxi Cab Billy, thanks you for your
taxi cab guy
patronage.
Thanks you for your Patreon page.
I don't know why English is hard for me this evening, but it is. So yeah, and then he drops you guys off, and he drives off, leaving you on the sidewalk, just like a block away from the building.
Okay. What kind of part of town is this in? Is this like a heavily trafficked part of town? Is it good, bad?
It's like working class, just kind of it's declining, but it's probably not lots of crime. Just working class, kind of normal neighborhood.
Okay. So it's just a normal neighborhood in New York, kind of
Mhm.
brownstone townhouse style stuff, or
Yep, absolutely.
all right.
All right. We probably can just go in. I don't know if we could tell anything if we went around the back.
I'm mostly looking
Anyhow,
to
with
see
a
what
building
kind
that
of
big.
do they have like a door like buzzer to get into the apartments, or what?
Nope. No buzzer.
Like the cop part of me is like,
Oh my
yeah,
God, there's not a doorman.
this place. No,
There's
I'm,
definitely not a door.
Wow. Wow.
this is
No.
this is a pretty this is a pretty unsecure building. We go in.
Yeah, you go in. There's a little foyer where there's again little mailboxes and stuff at the bottom, but there's really nothing there other than.
Do I see stairs down or a door out the back or anything like that?
There's a staircase up. You don't see any stairs down. There is a back door. You guess it'd probably be locked. There's a few apartments on the bottom floor. Clyde Bowman's apartment is on the 3rd floor. There is an elevator. Just kind of the normal stuff. As you look around, there doesn't seem to be any cameras. So yeah,
Are the mailboxes in the lobby?
It is, yes.
Is the mailboxes labeled?
There, yeah.
Yeah, we should probably try to get into his mailbox just to make sure there's nothing in there.
I pull out my pocket knife and I'm trying to jimmy the lock on the mailbox.
All right, what do you have for criminology?
Criminology, a 60.
Go. Yeah, no, it's not like you kind of pointed out earlier. This isn't the most secure of buildings, so it takes you a minute or two, but you do pop it open.
Okay.
And I fold up the pocket
but
knife and put it back in my
Behind him, he
locker.
sees me putting on some gloves, and I look over at him.
Yeah, the gloves are a good touch. I take out a hanky and wipe down the outside of the mailbox. I always got a hanky. I always have a hanky.
There's a few inside the mailbox. There's a few just regular mail, like bills and stuff. Nothing that stands out.
Okay. No invoices from Delta Green Inc.
No invoices from the program, or
No, we should grab those and take them up though.
or
Going
monkey's
into the
paws,
apartment.
or anything like that.
Okay.
Okay. I let you shut the door, Mike.
Okay.
With
Or
your
Nathaniel. Since
I
you have
close
the,
it. I close it, but obviously because he just kind of pried it open, I just kind of tap it closest.
It's a semi-professional job. I mean, the mechanism's broke, but you can make it look like it should.
Yeah. And obviously
It doesn't
because
have to be flapping in the wind as everybody opens the
You didn't
front
just tear the door off.
Yeah.
Just stuff it back in there, kind of sideways. Damn
Exactly.
kids. Damn kids. And then, so yeah,
Okay.
you guys proceed to the 2nd floor.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. Looking like we belong, obviously. I think between the two of us, he knows how to belong because he's a criminal, and I know how to belong because I'm law enforcement.
Yeah, it's pretty quiet. You do notice that you did notice that when you were looking at the mailboxes, there's quite a few empty spots. So it's definitely not the most busiest of buildings. So yeah, you make it up to Clyde's apartment. What do you guys do?
Where did I notice if the rooms adjacent to Clyde's, either on the floor above, floor below, or left or right and across, were they occupied or unoccupied?
They are. I mean, there's a couple that are occupied and a couple that are unoccupied, but they're all pretty quiet right now.
Okay, I take note of any adjacent rooms that are unoccupied to his, just so that I can leave them as possible places to investigate that he didn't harbor some sort of squat, like he squatted in another room and kept all of his dangerous shit in that place.
Okay. So yeah, door's locked.
I knock on the door.
There's no answer. It's kind of a loud knock in the quiet hallway. It kind of echoes, but no one peeks their head out or anything, and there's nothing from the door.
I look at Nathaniel and I said, "Try the door."
I look up
Maybe
at
it's not
you.
locked. It's New York City. It's unlikely, but
Yeah, it's locked.
Okay. I was about to say, like, jiggle the lock a little bit.
I don't have any lock picking gear outside of the pocket knife.
Well, I can't say that I have any lock picking gear either.
Do you have a credit card?
I do.
Does it look like a door I could use a credit card to Jimmy my Brent?
They're
Or is
doors
it
from the
too new?
60s. They're doors from the 60s. Like the apartment is old, so
Then I'm going to try to Jimmy it with a credit card.
okay. I'm gonna have you roll criminology this time.
Yeah, I'm just definitely not using one of my credit cards. That's why I asked. How do I still don't know how I click on one of each, but
Yeah,
okay.
so if you see like the D10X and then you have a D10, so click on the D10X and then the D10, and that's how it.
Oh, that's how it does it. I do the D10X first. Okay.
Yep.
Then the D10. Okay.
10. Excellent job.
No, it didn't seem to register because
It didn't.
So like when I do it like this and I do D10X and all that,
Oh,
you see.
Yeah, I'm just getting 2 D10s. Maybe do I do both? I do both D10Xs.
do you have one with a 00 on it or anything? It might be the type of dice that you're rolling.
It might be the type of dice. I might have to. Yeah, I think these dice are jank.
Yeah, they don't seem to register as a.
It's like I have a 10 and then I have a 00 dice.
Yeah, my D10X looks the same as. So hang on.
Okay. Yeah.
Let me just replace. Yeah. Sorry, this set is.
Mike just kicked you in the head because he critically failed whatever dice he was rolling.
Do you want me to roll for you? I don't want to, but
Mike's credit card breaks because he critically failed.
Okay, hang on. I'm gonna use this set.
Okay.
Okay.
I mean, you could also tell me what, like, the first one is 10s and the second one is.
Well, they're the same color though.
So
yeah, but I could hold over
and then
them.
roll another one.
There we go.
Yeah, or that.
Oh, nice.
So 27. So yeah, it doesn't take you very long. The door is kind of old, and it looks like it may have been kicked in before. So you managed to pop it open.
Does it look like it was kicked in recently, or just?
It looked like it was opened by force recently. Yes.
So I point out because I'm assuming the jam would be broken out a little bit.
Yeah. How they got it locked, you're not really sure, but they did get it locked again.
I point that out to Nathaniel.
Okay.
It looks like we're not the first people to be here.
I'll take note of, like, just mental note as I go in, kind of treating this like a crime scene more than anything like that.
Do you have any more of those latex gloves?
I have leather gloves. We could obviously check to see if he has some latex gloves that I can get you.
I'm gonna go check the kitchen and the bathroom to see if he's got any gloves. Opening stuff with the hanky on my hand. If I got to do the hanky trick, I'll do the hanky trick. Whatever.
Okay. Steven starts to do magic tricks where he's pulling. No.
Look at this scarf. It just keeps going.
There's totally no DNA on that many scars, so we're good.
You didn't pull them out of your mouth or anything, so it's probably fine. So yeah, it doesn't appear anybody noticed you as you guys go in. The interior of the Bowman's apartment is small. It's pretty Spartan, kind of grim inside, dark. There's cigarette smoke stains on the walls and barely any evidence that anybody lived here. As you guys look around, there's a well-worn couch, kind of a squat television, like an old like CT television, coffee table, stack of crossword puzzle magazines, Sports Illustrated, Reader's Digest, box of unhealthy artificial donuts, kind of crumbling and dry, sparse kitchen, that sort of thing. As you go to you said you went to the
kitchen
bathroom?
and the bathroom just to see if there's any. Those seem like the two places people would keep.
Yeah, so you want to go in the kitchen and kind of look around. You don't see any latex gloves in the kitchen. The only real like thing that gives any life to the apartment is you do see a crudely drawn figure entitled Grandpa on the refrigerator with 2 gold stars on it. And down the hall you find the small bathroom. You notice the bathroom's in kind of a disturbed state. There's a broken towel rack, cracked shower door, and fragments of a broken ceramic toothbrush holder. These all been kind of swept aside. There's this faint trace smells that you kind of recognize as somebody probably died in here.
So does it feel like there's been paramedics? I mean, like, do I see like medical packaging?
Yep, it seems like there's been paramedics in here. They've kind of been swept into the corner too with the ceramic. Yeah, there definitely was paramedics in here. Probably not too long ago, to be honest.
Feels like our guy died in here, Nathaniel. Looks like the paramedics or the coroner or somebody tried to do something, whether it was prepare the body for transport or save his life. I don't know.
Okay. Well, I mean, fortunately, he had to pass somewhere, and it sounds like that might have been the place. It didn't mention cause of death or anything like that in the dossier that we received.
Just that he was deceased.
He's deceased.
Yeah.
And find anything.
So I guess let's fan out. I think if you work from that end of the apartment, and I'll work from this end of the apartment.
All right,
we'll start doing. We'll do the gentle tossing because I don't want people to be like, somebody broke into this place.
Well, bottoms and backs of drawers, that kind of stuff. But yeah, I'm not dumping shit all over the house.
Yeah, like I mean, like in one of those things where it's how you see some people like take knives and like they cut into pillowcases and stuff.
Right. No, I'm knocking on walls and looking behind pictures and that kind of stuff, making sure that anything that's against the wall. Also, that it's wall back there, but
look in the picture frame too, just to make sure that.
Okay. We'll lay the picture frames down and.
Yeah, I mean we're being
tough. We're being thorough but careful. We have time, but yes.
Yeah, thorough but careful. So you do find there are 2 bedrooms. One of them holds a queen size bed and a dresser on top. There's photographs of Clyde and his late wife, high school graduation pictures of their 2 children. A few of the photos of the grandchildren are ceramic paperweight of a child's handprint with the name Cassie, age 4, crudely painted on it. The other bedroom is more of an office for storage. There's no computer. Do you want to? So, how thorough are you to go through? There are stacks of paper on his desk. Who is in the living room? And I'll give you kind of rundown on what's in the living room.
Okay.
Nathaniel.
Yeah, okay. I was in the living room just because I think that makes more sense because
I would have gone towards the back.
Okay, well tell me. Okay, so tell me what Steven does in the bedrooms since that's where you were. Like, do you go through the paperwork? Do you?
I will go through the paperwork. I will try to see what I can find.
Okay.
But I'm not reading everything. It's definitely a scan. And if it looks mundane, I'm assuming it's mundane. You know what I mean? Like, I'm looking for stuff that seems out of place.
Okay.
I'm not going to sit there and look at a letter to Grandpa and decipher whether it's in a code or something because I don't think I could figure that out.
1 second. Okay.
I'll try to lift the mattress if I can do it without disturbing stuff. To look between it and the box spring.
You can
look under the bed.
So you take a look, and you also look at the paperwork. I'll get back to you in 1 second.
Okay.
Mike, because it's going to take you a few minutes to look through the paperwork. There's quite a bit. Actually, never mind. So you're looking through the paperwork, and the one thing that you do notice is there's, and you have an accounting skill of 30, it looks like. So you notice that there's some bills, and as you're kind of going through the bills, you do see that there does seem to be payments to a cabin in upstate New York, a couple hours away.
I use my cell phone and take a picture of the address.
Okay. And as you're looking through the living room, you don't really find anything of interest. There's nothing even really in the apartment to indicate that he worked for anybody but the FBI. It seems like he barely lived here most of the time. But as you're looking, you do notice that there is a key ring on the wall. It has car keys, his apartment key, his mailbox key that he'll no longer need, and another key that you're not sure what it's for.
I pocket the keys.
Okay. Well, that was for Steven. It's for Nathan, since he was in the living room.
Yeah, I'll
That was in
take
the
the
living room.
keys.
I hope
Basically,
Yeah.
I'm just taking a mental inventory of everything that I found. Were there any pictures in the living room or anything like that?
No, all the pictures were in the bedroom.
Okay.
Like I said, Marlene and his wife, the kids graduating college. Some of the kids. There's a couple drawings on the refrigerator door of Cassie. And that's really it. There really isn't any. There's some food in the fridge still, which, knowing that he's deceased, will go uneaten and probably molder until somebody comes and cleans the apartment out.
Yeah, not why we're here, unless of course he hides sensitive information into his Chinese takeout or something.
There's
like
no sensitive information that you can see in the Chinese takeout or in the dry donuts.
A travesty. Okay, well, based on my inventory and a pretty thorough look of the living room, I go back and show Jeff a set of keys. I obviously, if the car has a brand, is it like a key fob where you'd be able to remotely unlock it, or is it just like an old key for an old car?
No, it's a key fob. It's not a newer car, but it has a fob.
Okay, so I say key, and I assume since this one says do not duplicate. That's the the USPS one, and this one obviously is for his apartment. I don't know what this strange looking key is for, though. Did you find anything?
I found a bill for a cabin upstate.
Mm.
So I've got the address in my phone. I took a picture of the bill, but I put the bill back. But that seems like our next stop because I'm not finding anything else.
Upstate.
Did you go through the cereal boxes? Did you lift out the cereal and look under?
I was pretty thorough, but I'm not thinking about the apartment at this moment. Huh.
I notice his distress, and I'm like, do you have somewhere to be?
No.
Because I cleared my calendar. I'm good until tomorrow morning, and if I need longer, I just need to let my associate.
Let's just say that
No.
why don't we go find his car, check out his car to make sure that there's nothing in there that we could need to look into, and then what we'll do is we'll get a car rental after we've confirmed that there's nothing in the car that we need.
Okay. But yeah, we didn't find anything else then in the search of the house.
It took about an hour to search the apartment as thoroughly as you guys were searching it. Hour and a half.
Sure.
Okay.
So it's about a half-hour drive there in the taxi cab. So it's about 4:00.
Mhm.
So yeah, you go out to the street and start playing with the key fob.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, if there's no garage, we'll just.
Yeah, there's no garage.
I'm not gonna like hit the panic button, which would be an easy way to find it, but.
So yeah, you kind of walk around about a block away. You do hear the squeak, and you guys like range for about a block away, and you find his car. It's like Jesus, I don't know anything about cars. It's white, kind of grungy car, new enough to have a fob, but not anything spectacularly fancy.
That's fine. It's fine. He can have a Toyota Corolla. We don't care.
You want to pop the trunk on that?
Sure. I press the button for the fob to pop the trunk, and I will start looking at it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there's normal trunk things. There is some camping gear in there for the cabin, probably.
Sure.
But other than that, nothing suspicious.
Okay.
Well, I mean, if we're going out to this cabin, do you think it would be? I think it would be prudent for us to maybe grab some of this stuff in case we get caught having to stay up at the cabin for some reason. Is it like dry rations, or is it just like a sleeping bag?
It's like a sleeping bag and like extra blankets, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do we have anything to carry it in though?
Does he have like a backpack or a rucksack or something that he used?
Oh, sure. There's a backpack in there.
Yeah, we'll collect the camping gear then.
And put it in the rucksack just so we have something. In case.
I don't mind carrying around a big ass duffel bag.
Okay. Then perfect. Here you go.
Perfect. All right.
Is there anything in the jockey box or inside the car? I'm assuming it seems pretty clean.
Yeah, it's pretty clean. There's a pack of cigarettes that he smoked. Heavy scent of cigarettes in the car. That's it. Nothing really in the car of note other than that. Again, some Reader's Digest
No
books.
gun under the front seat, anything like that.
Gun under the front seat.
Okay.
All right.
Well, I can
Did
say
we not
that
find his sidearm? Or wait, he was an IRS agent, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, and there are IRS agents that carry firearms, but he doesn't seem like that part of that branch.
At least there wasn't any in the apartment or the car.
Okay, that's fair. I just it popped into my head, so I asked. Let's stop by a pharmacy before we rent the car.
Okay. All right.
I'm buying gloves.
Okay.
I'm not going through I'm not searching another house without search, wipe. Yeah, no, that's not happening next time.
Works in the cop dramas.
I could just imagine Steven fucking wiping down place in the car and being like, fucking unprofessional bullshit. Goddamn asshole has gloves.
Usually after we search the car, we just firebomb it back in Michigan, but
So yeah, you guys close up the car, and you have your duffel bag filled with some camping gear, and then you guys get another taxi to a pharmacy.
Yeah, pharmacy, and
and then a rental car place, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, and I try to make the most convincing get out of dinner text I possibly can.
Text, oh, classy. That is.
I would
classy, sir.
I would like to know what that text says.
Okay. Well, so he's dead serious, and he's like, "Hey, I know you're going to be really disappointed with me, and that's a long list of disappointments, but I have to go to the field office here. I'm going to be late. I don't know if I'll be back tonight. It seems as though there was an update in my administrative leave, and I can get that information from the field office, even though it's Saturday. This is important to me, and I wouldn't do this unless it was emergency. Toodles, bye."
Toodles. That sounds like a man trying to end his marriage.
Let's see here. Let's roll.
What is more likely? That the field office is open on Saturday and he can go in? Or that he found a hooker?
Let's roll persuade. Let's roll persuade and see how well your let's roll persuade at minus 10% because it's a text message.
Okay.
You can do it. What's your persuade?
It's going to be a 40. Then
Nice,
he's a new
okay.
pair of shoes. That doesn't look like a 40. The message drops like an atomic bomb.
You rolled a
67. Might as well be a 70.
Yeah, so you guys are in the cab. When do you do this? Do you do this when he's in the store, or do you do this when he's in the cab? When
he's in the store.
Okay, so you're sitting in the taxi cab waiting. Yeah, the cabbie's kind of talking to you, not as much as Bill, the cabbie before did. But he's talking to you, and you write this text message and you send it, and then then it like pops up as red, and then you kind of wait, and you kind of wait, and you kind of wait, and then he comes out of the store, and you guys drive to the rental place.
Yeah, I get in and I go, can you believe it? They only sell these things in boxes of 100. I've got a lifetime supply of nitrile gloves here. Do you want some? I asked the taxi driver, do you want some?
And you get to the rental place and your phone finally dings. And the message is, that's fine.
Am I around him when he's reading this text message, making these faces?
Yes. I assume you were around for that.
So you
text message.
You basically see, because he's a very stoic-faced individual.
Right.
You know, he get this little like, and he looks at his phone, and he kind of goes from like a thin, like kind of lip to like kind of pursing his lip, frowning. And you could tell he's like, I'm not pleased with what that just was. And I put my phone away and move on. Nope. No need to discuss.
And okay, I don't even get a response. That's fine. I just kind of shrugged. All right.
So yeah, you go in the rental car place. It's a Hertz that the taxi cab driver drives to.
Sure.
He isn't as friendly as Billy, but he's not too bad. So yeah, whose credit card do you put the rental car on?
You destroyed my credit card getting into that.
No, he didn't.
I did a very professional job.
He did. It was pretty amazing.
I just wasn't using mine just in case.
Just in case he broke it and got it jammed in the door.
Exactly.
I look at him because you can't do cash.
I paid for the
rentals.
last taxi. I paid for the last taxi ride. These guys don't take cash. I'm willing to play dummy like I don't have a credit card.
I should have picked up one of those burner cards at the pharmacy. Put a couple $1,000s on.
Do you guys take gift cards?
Yeah. I look at the guy behind the counter. I'm like, "You take cash?"
The guy says yes. Yeah, we'll take cash.
Okay.
Perfect.
All right. Then I will definitely fill out the thing with a completely made up information. Then I say, "There's an extra 100 if you don't need my driver's license."
He looks at you, and he's kind of a younger kid. Roll persuade. See how much this kid cares about his job.
I don't know. I'm trying, man. I'm trying.
51. What's your persuade?
50.
I'll give you an extra 10% because you offered him money. So yeah, he says, "Okay, fine." But you do know that if anybody ever asks him anything, he'll probably remember you. And so yeah, he takes.
I consider it a fair trade-off, though.
Yeah, he takes the. You can't see me. He takes the extra $100 and takes your down payment on the rental, and gives you kind of the specs on where to return it and everything, and how they'll charge you, extra for any blah blah blah.
Sure.
Okay.
And then he gives you the keys and walks you out to your rental car, which is like a gray SUV sort of car.
Okay.
All right.
I guess I'm getting in the driver's seat if I'm paying for this shit.
That's fine. I get in the passenger seat, no problem.
Okay. And you proceed to take. Do you just head out then?
I can't think of any reason why we wouldn't need to. Why we wouldn't just head out.
You need some food? You hungry?
Yeah, probably do a gas station or a quick stop
Gas
on the
station
way.
through or something.
Yeah, because obviously my character, even though he looks like he probably doesn't stop at fast food, he eats at fast food. It's get what you can get.
Okay.
Okay. So you guys head out for your 2-hour drive to upstate New York. You do stop at a gas station and get some lovely gas station food.
I buy 2 sandwiches in there. I take the turkey and cheddar, and I hand him the egg salad. Sorry, all they had left.
I go and buy the 4-year-old hot dog spinning on the
Okay.
rollers, and I just bite into that, knowing that my cast iron stomach.
You're not
has
falling
been
for
there
the old
before.
gas station egg salad trick, huh?
The hot dogs that's been on the rollers as long as the coffee was on the hot plate.
I chew at it like leather.
You manhandle those 3 for $1 hot dogs that have been there all morning long.
Not really an egg guy.
Roll luck for gas station egg salad.
No, I refuse.
How do you win that? Do you win that if you get the alien infestation? Or is that the loss?
You win that by you both lose if you roll wrong and one of you shitting the entire time in the car.
This assignment just became much worse, and our DNA is everywhere.
Everywhere. We're gonna have to burn burn this car.
And to take your 2-hour drive takes an extra hour because somebody has to stop every 5 minutes.
Yeah, we're gonna have to burn the car, and we're gonna have to break into that place and steal back the security footage
because of excessive gut bacteria. But anyways, what plays on the radio? Who turns on the radio, and what's playing on the radio while you guys are on your drive?
If he doesn't turn on the radio, I'm not really much of a talker, so I'll turn it on, and I'll turn it on to like AM radio, conservative talk show host.
Okay, I handle that for as long as I can. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, can't you find a ball game or something? Anything. It's something neutral.
I'll fiddle the dial until I hit some AM sports replay thing. Maybe I'll catch some hockey or something.
Yeah, just
So yeah, there's a hockey game on.
the screaming was getting to me after
it goes on for you. So yeah, you arrive. It takes a couple hours. You are inundated with conservative radio, and then for like 45 minutes, and then sports for the rest. There is no small talk in the car. It is amazing. And
no, he seems to have cooled. He was all like, "Oh yeah, we should, have a sleepover and braid each other's hair, and get to know each other." And now, after that text message, he's just like,
I love Steven's internal dialogue.
And my internal dialogue is like, fuck.
Exactly. Oh god damn.
Yeah, I can tell something's wrong, but I don't think it's me. So
yeah.
So yeah, you guys, as you guys go out to upstate New York, it gets more heavily forested. The concrete kind of fades away into the forest, and you drive to the location of the cabin. There's a long kind of gravel road that you guys go down, and you stop in front of Clyde Bowman's cabin. Do you want to cliffhanger here, or would you like to continue?
Since it's almost 11 o'clock Mountain Time, probably best to save this for next week.
Do one more session. Sure,
sounds good.
That's fair.
Okay, so I guess we'll wrap it up there for this evening. So far, you have our two intrepid adventurers / investigators who are not at each other's throats, which is surprising considering we're cats and dogs. And we're about to go to the big scary house.
And
Agents,
I didn't feel like pushing it.
Agents of the program standing, the sound of the car door closing. You just stand outside the.
I figure it's most likely partner problems, or you placed a big bet and it did not come in. That is the only two people that I see. Like your parents dying doesn't have this sort of reaction.
Ooh, that was a bad face.
That engenders talk, but it's like you mortgaged your house and made a bet and it just missed, and you were like, it was a sure thing. Like that's how I'm taking.
Everyone knows that macaroni salad wins horse races.
or it's whomever you're choosing to share your life and your private things with.
So yeah, as an outro. You guys open the doors to the car, the SUV. You close it. The gravel crunches under your guys' feet, and you stand in the kind of chill autumn air in front of Clyde Bowman's empty, dark cabin. And that'll be our cliffhanger till next week.
Okay.
You muted yourself to talk, Mike.
Oh, sorry. I coughed and then muted myself. Excellent.
Yes, you went to you pressed the button and then talked. Like it was like you muted yourself to talk. But go ahead.
I was just going to ask: was there a was there slight drizzle, thunder, lightning, fog?
I don't know.
Nope. Just a cold.
I got about 10 pairs of gloves in my coat pocket. Putting on nitro gloves.
No, you have about 100 pairs in a box that you have stuffed in the thing because the taxi cab driver looked at you like, no.
Yeah, he didn't want any. I think he's missing an opportunity. You just don't know where that money's been.
You're just wearing them as a fashion statement now. You went into the gas station like sandwiches.
I got these sandwiches.
I want two of your freshest sandwiches.
Yeah.
Did you guys?
As I'm acting like a surgeon who's just scrubbed in.
Exactly.
kind of use your elbows to pick
Our agents are excellent at blending in and not standing out to people. That's for sure.
It's
Well-
New York. Who's gonna notice a
Well,
weirdo?
That's
This guy's just gonna go, yeah.
Everybody's
Whatever.
looking at rats chewing on pizza, man. That's pretty much
true.
that.
Carrying pizza away.
Yeah,
Um,
that's the way it goes.
So yeah, that is the introduction to Last Things Last.
Nice.
Great. Do you feel like you made it to a place that you thought it would be a natural stopping point?
Yeah,
for
that's
this?
about the best. Yeah, getting to the cabin is the best stopping place. That's why I asked. So, we did manage to role play in there a little bit more than I thought, but it was excellent. Because like if we just burned through the beginning, you probably could have got through it tonight. But I think that was excellent. So I'm glad we took the time.
We're not gonna be the people that just get through stuff quick.
And the
willy-nilly.
disappointed text message was fantastic. That's as I said at the beginning. I'm sure your wife won't be disappointed at this.
Nope.
Make it dinner. I'm sure.
Yeah,
sure
make
she
it
won't be
dinner.
disappointed.
That reservation that was so hard to get. Let's definitely fuck that whole thing.
How do you know your wife is having an affair? You miss everything that's important.
I'm sure she's gonna have a lovely story of how Tom and Nancy and her had a great dinner without you.
I don't think that's how it's going to go. Why do you always embarrass me? I've been patient with you, and you're giving me this shit. Why are you so closed? I feel like that's more the conversation.
I called your boss.
Oh God. I called the FBI office. They're not even open on Saturdays.
You think the FBI closes? I've watched the show numbers.
Yeah, exactly.
I know these things. Oh man, no, that's good. That's good. No, I think it was good. It was a good start. I'm intrigued as
did we get any
to.
questions in chat? I wonder if anybody watching had any questions about the real
I did not see any.
Okay,
Mm-mm.
that's fine.
That's okay.
We don't have to engender any questions.
Yeah, if anybody does have any questions, we are committed to hanging out for a couple minutes after the live stream. We kind of tail off on the game. So if anybody does have any questions in the future, please let us know in the chat or leave a comment along with your like and subscription.
Yeah, because remember, it's free to subscribe on YouTube, and it can help other people find our random, haphazard musings of a channel.
Our particular content.
Yes, it's a thing.
It is a thing. It is a good thing.
Yeah. So do you want to? So I guess like out of the curiosity, I've been going a kind of like a tear with watching trailers lately. I think the trailer for Monarch has really got me excited. I can't wait to watch that on Apple TV. Do you guys see
that yet?
So
I haven't seen the
Monarch,
trailer for Monarch.
all about big monsters and people and stuff. I mean, I pretty much saw it and was just like, let's do this. So I have Apple TV. I don't know.
I do not have Apple TV.
It's like $7 a month. So it's not terrible. And they have good shows on it. So like Ted Lasso and some of the other stuff has been pretty good.
Monarch Legacy of Monsters.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, is that what it's called?
Yep.
Starring Kurt Russell.
Yeah, it's got like, I mean, as soon as I was watching the trailer for this, I was like, okay. So first of all, you already had me with giant monsters. I was already like,
yes.
I was already like, let's do this. But then I started seeing the cast that was playing in it, and I was like,
and Wyatt Russell is in it too, his son.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
he was really good in that. Was it on AMC? That like Lodge 47 or Lodge something. That was really good. It was kind of trippy, but it was cool.
I'm not actually sure. Let's see. But no, I mean it's got some pretty good people in it from what I could tell. I mean, obviously Kurt Russell being in there was like already like, what's happening?
Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
Yeah, so I'm pretty excited. And I mean, even though we know Rotten Tomatoes is not a great
Lodge 49 apparently is the show that Wyatt Russell was in.
Lodge 49. I don't know that one at all. What was that about?
It's a little out there. It's literally about a lodge that this kind of burnout guy decides to join, and it's a little weird. It's definitely quirky, but it's really well done. I really enjoyed it. I just don't remember what it was on.
I'll have to
Maybe
check
it
it
was
out.
on
Sounds
FX
interesting.
or something.
AMC is
Yeah.
listed on the websites.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I mean, I guess what I would say is that in terms of like the stuff that I'm watching, I'm probably going to be watching that. Mostly also because, as I said, I'm going to be watching Monsters of the Week or running a Monster of the Week game after this. I'm kind of been getting like I actually started up X-Files, like the original stuff, just to kind of get a rehash of it. And I haven't seen X-Files probably for I don't know.
X-Files is actually good for both Delta Green as a Delta Green reference
Mhm.
and as a Monsters of the Week reference. So that's a good choice.
It is, and it's honestly, I was surprised at like how well it starts. Like, because I don't, I mean, I vaguely remember
The first two
episodes.
seasons are fantastic.
Yeah, but I haven't, and I'm kind of excited because it's been so long, I've forgotten the episodes. So like, I can rewatch it as kind of like a fresh watch. And I don't know about you guys, but X-Files is fun. So
I know
X-Files,
especially the first 4 or 5 seasons.
Yeah,
it feels way more up and down after that, and then really weird once
the movie came out.
Yeah, but there's still good stuff even in the later seasons. It's just
I have to step away for a second.
Not as consistent.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I'll see if it informs my Monsters of the Week game or not. We'll go from there.
Oh, that should be cool.
And then, of course, I'll obviously have a lot to talk about when it comes to Monarch Legacy of Monsters because I love monster stuff.
Yeah, it should be neat. I posted the blurb about Lodge 49 in the Discord.
Cool. Did you also? I didn't know about this, but there's a system called like Everyday Heroes.
I've heard of Everyday Heroes. I have not played the Everyday Hero system.
I haven't played it either, but as I was like going through and looking at some of the stuff because I was at my friendly local gaming store. Everyday Heroes seems to have gotten a bunch of licensed product that they've tied to it now.
I'm looking at that. They had a Kickstarter, or do they have a current Kickstarter?
The Kickstarter, I believe, is already done with that because it was
okay.
And it might be something else, but because I was at the game store and I saw like what did I see? I saw Kong, I saw Pacific Rim, Escape from New York,
Highlander, Crow, Universal Soldier, Total Recall, Rambo. Wow,
I did not see those, and I guess it's a 5e version of D20 Modern, but it's interesting because they have all this licensed content for it, and I was like, I'm really curious about the Highlander game. I mean, because I think even Highlander, I thought I read somewhere that somebody was going to be rebooting that franchise.
Yeah, there's a reboot in the works.
Do you know who is taking the lead on that? Was it Cavill or is it somebody else?
It's not Cavill.
It is Cavill.
Oh no, it is Cavill. Yeah, it is Cavill.
Yeah, he's in a lot of stuff, and I don't know if it's I mean, I mostly like the guy because he's also a nerd, and does all those nerdy things. I can't say.
Oh crap! So this is done by Evil Genius. They're the ones suing Netflix.
Correct. Yeah, because they have that Moon one or something like that.
Right. Yeah, no, they do.
Yep. They were given the rights to make the game, and then they pulled them, I believe.
But after the game was published, like the game was like ready to go or something, wasn't it?
Yeah, like they'd done all the work.
Yeah, it felt like Netflix sort of. I am not a lawyer. I've not read all the stuff, but the little bit that I did see, the little report I did see, seemed like Netflix sort of backdoored them to make a show about it after they did a lot of the work. But I don't know.
Yeah, why they didn't do both? Can't do both. I don't understand, but
I'm not sure. Like, because I don't actually know what the main.
Yeah, I should not talk about stuff before I look into it more. But
because
I was surprised. I was making a connection in my head about oh hey, this is Evil Genius. Oh hey, they're also suing Netflix. All right.
Yeah, because the game is the Rebel Moon tabletop RPG, and there was even a like kind of campaign to pressure Netflix to do something about it. But I mean, it doesn't seem as though. I mean, it doesn't seem as though necessarily the signatures. I mean, it's like got 2,148 signatures collected right now. So I guess I'm not sure that this is going to be the proper signal boost for it, but obviously, if you guys want to support them, and this is their blurb. In early 2023, Evil Genius Games began working with Netflix on the acclaimed director Zack Snyder, and the acclaimed director Zack Snyder on developing a Rebel Moon tabletop RPG. We signed an official agreement with Netflix on March 22, 2023 to create a game and RPG-related materials, promising a finished game to coincide with the film's release on December 22nd, 2023. By May, we had produced a 228-page world Bible, which vastly expanded on the universe envisioned by Snyder, a 430-page player's guide, and a 337-page game master guide. As of today, the game is ready to be released and enjoyed by fans worldwide. That's pretty amazing that they got that much content.
That seemed pretty quick.
They might have had stuff to work with. So
okay, sure.
And unfortunately, after delivering this unbelievable world and tabletop role-playing game to Netflix, it canceled the contract and asserting the IP we created along with the entire game now belongs to them, and Netflix also refused to compensate us fairly for their work. We hope that this would resolve amicably. We reached out several times in attempt to work things out with Netflix. Netflix refused to substantially engage with us, and after much thought, Evil Genius Games had decided to stand up for itself and defend both our IP and the project. So we filed the lawsuit against Netflix, seeking to release the game and gain acknowledgement of the people who put their passion into creating a vibrant, exciting world for fans to experience around the table. And you can read a copy of the lawsuit there.
It sounds like they would have had to pay some money to Evil Genius for the copyright.
Well, probably
the Netflix money.
Yeah, and I mean, Evil Genius probably knew that would be a significant windfall if it was a successful franchise. So,
well, it sounds like they didn't have plans for the franchise before, and then they started making the game, and then they sold it, and then dropped out. And so the reason they dropped out is because it sounds like they would have had to pay some rights for the property to Evil Genius.
Oh,
That's what it sounds like.
There's more. Netflix terminated our agreement on May 25th, 2023, claiming that we violated confidentiality provisions in our contract by sharing artwork in an industry trade show called Gamma Expo. This termination came as a surprise. For several reasons, all artwork was sent to Netflix prior to the event for review and approval. Everything we shared was approved and documented by Netflix months earlier, and the presentation in question was a joint presentation by Evil Genius and Netflix staff. Well, that seems weird. And what do we want to achieve? And so we want Netflix to release this game for millions of tabletop RPG enthusiasts to enjoy. Second, we want our team to be recognized for its fantastic work. Third, we want to be fairly compensated for work we did. I think that's fine. I like this. If this is, I mean, I could be that Netflix is just being the big bad evil company. I don't know the legalese of it, but it does seem kind of, it does make it hard to envision them as the good guys in this particular fight.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So apparently you can have hashtags, give them credit, release the game, Rebel Moon Blues, mentions Evil Genius Games, Netflix, and Zack Snyder. So they pretty much made it so that, I mean, they pretty much made it as easy as possible for you to engage with this content. So if you,
it looks like they're trying.
So maybe sign the petition, maybe that's what I'll do. I'll get in there, sign it. I mean, I'm only one person, but maybe we can add the hashtag or whatever it is. Because I personally I like small game developers. And I know Evil Genius is not like the smallest indie game developer, but at the same token, you can't just take these other players and just shit on them and expect expect that's okay. I mean, just because Hasbro would have fought back way harder doesn't mean you can't go to stand up for the little guy too.
Right.
I feel like
they probably assumed because they weren't Hasbro, they weren't going to. Frankly.
Yeah. So. And the worst part is I bet Evil Genius has a pretty fucking cool game, honestly.
Probably.
Yeah, I didn't hate D20 Modern, like the original D20 Modern. Like I know that's not super, it's a little faint praisey, but I didn't hate D20 Modern. I may check it out a little bit. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, D20 Modern, and maybe I don't know Evil Genius Games. I wonder how they would have gotten this thing from Netflix if they hadn't already done some work with
some stuff.
Yeah, they must be somewhere that I'm just not knowing off the top of my head.
It looks like they do a lot of licensed stuff. Is probably how they wound up on it. Like Escape from New York, The Crow, Kong, Skull Island, Pacific Rim, Highlander.
Well, yeah, that all ties into Everyday Heroes, though.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is they do a lot of licensed stuff. And if
Yeah,
they're doing
they
licensed
do.
stuff, they probably just license games.
That's true.
Or maybe
If they
do
do
the bunch
license
of
stuff, they probably got some decent lawyers.
Right.
maybe. I don't know.
Maybe not.
Well,
I don't know. Netflix has got to have decent lawyers too. So,
well, apparently they needed better lawyers because having the rug pull right there sucks.
well, that's awful. Yeah, no, I
Yeah.
agree. It's
Yeah. But needless to say, I think we can reserve judgment. You can't necessarily be on the side of the little guy for a reason, no matter what. But I tend to look at the two sides and I go, big corporation,
Well, yeah.
little company.
Yeah.
Well,
and it sounds pretty flimsy if they're saying that they released they screwed up a confidentiality agreement when Netflix had all the information.
yeah.
Like, we're doing this. Netflix was like, okay. Like, that's pretty, yeah. So sounds shady.
Sounds weird. But needless to say, we'll see how it all goes. And of course, we'll be seeing what we can do.
I will add that they did a Crow game, which sounds awful depressing.
I didn't mind The Crow as a movie, but I have to say, I don't know if I can watch it again.
I love the first Crow movie.
How many were there?
Pretty grim. A bunch, but the first one's the only one that's worth watching.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got pretty bad. Like the second one might be slightly watchable, but everything after that is rough. We'll just go with rough.
One of them has Edward Furlong in it, and it's a train wreck. It's like Edward Furlong is his druggiest best.
Which one was that one though?
Like the third or fourth one?
So Brent, you might like this. I saw this thing on Reddit. It was the Cool Guide. It was basically franchises with the most horror films. And do you know the franchise with the most horror films? At least when this was printed. You have a guess?
Friday the 13th.
Friday the 13th's up there.
What?
Witchcraft.
Oh, those aren't really horror movies though. Those are softcore skin flicks.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are softcore skin flicks. I don't count those as horror movies.
Okay. Well, then next on the list is Puppet Master.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me either.
I thought there were only like 5 or 6. There are apparently 15.
Yeah, there's a lot.
They just kept going with them.
Yeah, because there's a lot, and then there's spin-offs of
and then they had like Puppet Master versus Toys or some shit.
Yeah.
Like
Puppet Master versus Demonic Toys.
Yeah. And then after that is The Ring. I mean, how many people get this damn VHS? This is like...
Really? How many are there of The Ring?
14.
What?
And I don't know if that's the same ring, but it seems like...
There's that many?
That's amazing.
I feel like I missed out on...
all of them.
We'll just go with several.
So there's apparently The Ring, Rings, The Ring 2, Rings 2017, Sadako. Like, Jesus.
That's amazing. Because, like, I was amazed when I found out there was 10 Saw movies. Like, I was like, what the hell? What?
Yeah, and Children of the Corn have 11. I've only seen one movie. Where the fuck are these other 10 movies?
Oh, they're not good.
I knew there was more than one Children of the Corn.
There's a lot of straight to VHS Children of the Corn movies.
That makes sense.
And there's a reboot. There was a reboot recently.
Really? Wow.
Is it?
Yeah, it's not good. It's not great. I watched it. It's not great. They have a CGI he walks behind the rose that comes out of the corn. And that is something that you shouldn't ever do.
Was it CGI if I did CGI, or was it like attempted professional?
It was like Groot made out of corn with fangs.
You make it sound so good. Now I'm going to have to stay up and watch that tonight, Brent. Thanks.
Oh, well, good. You can give me a review tomorrow.
That sounds horrible.
It was not. There's what's the best part about Children of the Corn, the newest one, is there's this scene where these kids are in a pit killing animals throwing blood on the roots of the corn. And this girl walks up to them and she's like, "What are you guys doing?" She's like, "We're feeding the corn." And the girl acts like nothing is wrong.
Just red fertilizer, Brent.
She just
Nothing to see here.
ignores the fact that they're like feeding blood to the roots of the corn from animals. And she's like, "Oh, well, I need your help with something." And I'm like, I'm confused. This show.
Well, and on that note, since it's now 10 o'clock, we should probably tell people how to get to us. I don't see any questions, and so
all right. Well,
Jeff,
if anybody that watches this wants to find us on social media, you can do @Rollwise on YouTube, Facebook, Threads, and Twitter. If you want to email us, it's rollwiseguys@gmail.com.
And as always, everyone who's listening to this now or later, thank you for joining us, and roll well and roll wise and be safe out there. Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, everyone.
See you next time.